I'm moving to Paris. Fuck it, I'm moving to Paris. I just remember I kept trying to explain it to the people I was closest to, like, I'm not okay. And nobody understood because I didn't even understand what I meant by I'm not okay. I'm putting this clip at the beginning of the vlog. Hey girl, welcome to the vlog. If you're new here, if you're one of my newer subscribers, welcome to the party, bitch. I'm Dash, your new sissy. You know, I don't really like saying bestie. I have one bestie, okay? But I'm your sissy for sure. I'm your big sis or little sis, whatever. Life's been a journey for me. 28, and I live a very fabulous life. And in 2024, a lot happened that changed me for the better. And here we are. And so in my first vlog, I'm going to be explaining a lot of things that some of you may already know, catching you up on things, honestly just being vulnerable about like life. And if you know my track record, if you know how successful I've been, if you know the business I've started, you know how much money I've made. You probably don't know how much money I've made, but a lot of y'all do, can read between the lines. I've been successful since before I was on YouTube, and it started with the salon, and I've owned many brands since then. My last 2 years have been spent being a coach to many of you. I've coached women to marriages. I've coached women to new levels of self-confidence. I've coached women to new levels of traction within their career. I've coached women to have social lives that they've only been able to dream of, you know. I am a girl's girl down to my core. So, yeah, I wanted to do this vlog like this though, and I didn't expect it to be this way. This was going to be attached. Like you'll learn about what it was supposed to be in the vlog. But I decided to just keep this one, the first one, and kind of just go from there because I didn't know where it was gonna go when I started, and I like how I ended it. So here's a little get to know me of me in the past year of my life. But if you didn't know who I am, hey girl, I got your back. Okay, nothing in my life is mid. Everything over the top, nothing mediocre. Okay, so let's get into it. Hey girl, welcome to my first vlog, okay? I wouldn't say this is the first vlog because the Paris vlog is on here too, but that wasn't really done like a vlog, so whatever. But welcome to my world, okay? I am gonna post this on my main channel and my vlog channel. We're gonna see what does best, and we're gonna stick with it because it was literally equal amounts of post on this channel or post on this channel, you know? So I don't know what to do other than just do both. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna see what works best, and then yeah. I also don't know the schedule for this. Sometimes I might want to do weekly vlogs. Sometimes I might want to do weekend vlogs. Sometimes I might want to do activity and event vlogs. I don't know. Okay. Felt fitting to do this sitting right here in front of the tub because I'll usually be standing up in the mirror. But if I'm just gonna talk to y'all and like whatever, I need to sit the fuck down. Okay. So it's either do it in the bed or do it here, and this felt more vloggy, okay? So either way, hey girl, we're finally vlogging 4 years later, okay? Well, in this first clip, like while I'm doing my makeup, I'm gonna tell you guys about life over the past year. I kind of talked to y'all about it a little bit in different videos, or it was one video that was like what happened, or like why I had like hid my other videos and stuff, and I kind of talked to y'all in that about like life and shit. But I don't know if I hid that video. I might have, because it was business stuff I was talking about in that video that have changed. I don't know, but this is the most updated video of like life and like everything that y'all want to know about me, because y'all want to know everything about a bitch. So okay, I do feel like vlogs are gonna show y'all more of my personality, even though I'm pretty much exactly how I act in my tip videos. It's just like, you know, BTW, this is a glueless wig now. It was glued. I always tell y'all, when you first get that new wig, glue it. When it's time for it to start lifting, make it glueless. Okay, so my flaps are the only thing not down, and I'm not gluing them down for a video, bitch. Sorry. Okay, but yeah, so yeah, I think you guys will get more of my personality in this video. I genuinely don't know where to start with the journey that life has took me through over the past year, but like I'm to the point now where everything is so obvious on why it happened the way it happened and with what's happening next. If you were a watcher of my Shaunie show, period, okay, it was a show I created, a morning talk show that I really loved doing, but truthfully, I think I was doing it to heal a part of me that needed to be healed, and it's just not the right time for it right now. I can't even explain to you what that means right now, but I love the show. I love my audience on the show. We had a good time every morning. I was live every morning, Monday through Friday. It was on my other channel, my Shaunie show channel, but it was just like Shaunie's time to like live and like be and shit. And then Dash was just vibing, and it's like, I don't know if you guys have really been like into the journey of like me. Sorry, I suck at multitasking, so vlogging is gonna be a thing for me, learning how to multitask too. But it's been a real thing for me in the essence of like learning how to balance both Shaunie and Dash, okay? And if you haven't been around since the beginning, many of you only know Dash, but you don't know Shaunie, which is the brains of the operation. Like, I'm so fucking smart. And I spoke about this in a tip video recently on how like I had like a thing in me where I just wanted to always be recognized for how smart I was, and that played a massive role in a lot of the decisions that I made last year with business and coaching and just a lot of shit, you know. And I don't know, it was just a lot. Like, it was just a lot, and I'm once again trying to pinpoint where to start with y'all, because I don't want to repeat things that I feel like I've said, but I also want to make sure y'all understand like everything and can kind of see the timeline of how everything happened. I want to start in summer of last year, because it almost like everything started going crazy when we threw my mom a surprise party for her birthday. And it's funny because we're about to that time this year, so it's basically been a year. So wow, okay, fuck, I guess I was supposed to be sitting here okay, telling you this, but it's all started about a year ago. We were throwing my mom a surprise party. I was moving out of my apartment, and we were coming here to celebrate my mom, throw her the surprise party, and then went back to Miami. And it's like, the one thing is, but right before I moved to Miami in 2023, I had accomplished a lot of goals. Like, I am an abnormal person, okay? I've accomplished more things, and I've said this in videos, which is why I said I don't want to be repetitive, but like, I've accomplished more things by 26 than most people will accomplish in life. And it's like, the thing, you know, I'd be like, oh, I dream of doing this, I dream of doing that. I did everything I had ever dreamed of, to the point where the last thing was to like go to Paris. And I never even like imagined going to Paris by myself, and I was supposed to go with a friend, but I ended up doing a solo trip, and that shit changed my life. It made me realize how much of myself I hadn't been the entire year 2024. And I went to Paris July 28th is when I left, and I was gone. I was in Europe for a month. I didn't come back until the end of August. And it's like everything changed. Like, and if you watch the vlog, you can hear me talk a lot about it, but like, so much shit has happened to me, and it's like crazy when I come back on YouTube and it just seems like I just been gone and haven't been doing videos and tips and stuff, and like people around me be like, oh my god, we need you, we need your words, like, you've helped me so much, you've helped me do this, I got married, I did this, I did that. And it's like the best feeling in the world. But like, when you're like personally crashing out in your real life, it's just fucking insane, you know. And if we go back even further, it really started with a relationship before, because it's always a nigga involved, isn't it? You know, but it starts with a relationship. Then I kind of came for my mom's birthday, then went back to Miami and was feeling just emptiness, like, you know. In that year, I was making a large amount of money, okay, and at the same time, I wasn't able to enjoy the extent of the money that I was making, because I took on extra responsibilities that if I didn't still have people-pleasing tendencies that I didn't know about, that wouldn't have happened, okay? And it was more so, I don't even want to say people-pleasing, let me take that back. If I didn't have the hero concept, okay? I feel like I did kill the people-pleasing in like 2021, okay? But like, you know, little things will happen and you'll learn that it's still more work you need to do on particular things BT dubs, my eyebrows are getting thick again and I fucking hate it, okay? But I don't want to get them waxed yet because they're not ready. So it's so annoying. So I just have to like thin them the fuck out with concealer, okay? But yeah, so I don't know, y'all. It was just so much shit. I took on responsibilities like that I shouldn't have had to take on, and it was hard taking on that responsibility while also going up at the same time, being able to afford an even higher level of things. And y'all, this is after, you know, I had a Porsche, and then I had my BMW. I just got rid of my BMW January. And just to be a girl that has lived so much life and to know that you can do anything, and then to get to a place of not knowing what you want to do, what's next, what fulfills you, what makes you happy. Like, I went through a critical identity crisis in July of last year. Critical. And it's like, YouTube is my home. There's nothing I love more than sitting here and doing videos with y'all and talking to y'all and just like, you know, giving you the fucking 411, like, you know what I mean? And I was so separated from that because I had got caught up in feeling like what I had been doing wasn't enough, you know? And I don't even know where that came from, because once again, if I was to look at my audience, or if I was to look at everybody else who was just so proud of me, like, the proof was in the pudding, but like, it wasn't enough for me. And sometimes you have to go through journeys. It's almost like when I tell y'all, like, you can't save somebody else. Like, they gotta want more for themselves, or they gotta want to be removed from that situation themselves. That was kind of the situation for me. Like, I had to go through the journey, the shit I had to go through. And like, my mom, you know, she would talk to me and tell me like, you sure you want to do that? Are you sure you want to try that? Or why are you changing this? Or like everything about me changed. Like, it was kind of scary. Like, I went from being the girl that loves pink and red and seduction and, you know, to being some dull ass bitch that felt empty. And I was just lost there. And like, I always talk to y'all about the movie Soul, and it's a scene of the lost souls. And if you're in my broadcast channel, I was posting about it the other day. So it's like this scene on Soul where the lost soul, it shows what a lost soul is, and like how they are saved through like meditation and like spirituality. Like, you got to just think of it from that perspective, okay? And like, I was basically the lost soul. Like, I was so into what I was doing that I became this lost soul locked in. And it's like fucking crazy to see that, because I was like, oh my God, that's me. Like, that was me, you know? And I was just a lost soul. And I can remember like sitting, so when I moved out of my apartment and went back to Miami, I moved into a hotel on the beach. So it's this like really cute bougie hotel. They had a restaurant downstairs. Like, literally the people in the restaurant knew my name. Like, we were vibes, okay? They had my coffee ready for me every morning. I was doing a gym on the beach and doing all my little workout classes. Like, I needed something different because I live in the city regularly. Wherever I'm living, I'm always in the city. I'm always in a high rise, whatever, right? And so I needed something different. So I was living on the beach. It was beautiful. I would spend my mornings dealing with clients and dealing with everything else, working out, stuff like that, and then spend the rest of my days laying on the beach, vibing, listening to music, reading books, whatever, okay? And I was in a master class, and one of the questions in the master class is, what's something wild that you could do for your business? And like, my business, this is when I was like tuning back into understanding that my business is my life, okay? I wouldn't be able to come here and share things with y'all if I didn't live a hell of a life. I have to go live first and then come back and report to y'all. That's how it works for me. Other creators and influencers do different things, but that's what works for me. And so I was like, the one thing I really wanted to do, I wanted to go to Paris, right? Who the fuck wouldn't want to go to Paris? What dream girl doesn't want to go to Paris, right? So I decided to book a flight, a one-way flight, okay, to Paris. While low-key fucking manic, okay? And not manic because I'm not fucking diagnosed, I'm not crazy, okay? But it was like a manic action for me to do that with no plan, nothing. Didn't book a hotel yet, nothing. This is one step at a time, okay? So I booked a flight to Paris. I go to Paris, everything leading up to Paris is like, that shit sparked excitement in me that I hadn't had for a really long time. Like, I had been really sad. And like, I skipped the main chapter for y'all as well, but when I came home for my mama's birthday, I went back after the birthday My grandma had to come back home. My grandma had surgery, okay? That was her first time having surgery, like, other than having children. She ended up having anxiety attacks and, like, oh my God, like, I don't think I've ever really talked to y'all about the depth of, like, anxiety that I went through when I was younger. Like, I think I was like 22. It was literally like a year and a half before I started YouTube. So probably like 2019 summer. Yeah, May, June 2019. And it was really bad, like really, really bad. Like I couldn't smoke. Y'all know smoking, it's just part of my fucking characteristic, you know? But I couldn't smoke, I couldn't eat, I couldn't drive. I was just unwell, okay? And basically that's what happened to my grandma after she had surgery. She was so used to spending fucking all her life being able to provide for herself and take care of herself, and now she needed us to help her do shit like go to the bathroom or get up or whatever. And like the one thing to always remember is like our elders don't understand mental health the way we do, okay? That wasn't something really brought up in their generation. So long story short, she went through really bad anxiety, and me and my sister, who is also my first cousin, if y'all didn't know that by now, y'all gonna see her in probably this vlog actually, but we were the only people who knew how to like really help her through that. And like my mom and my aunt would like stress her out, and I think it was like stressful on them as well, just realizing like their mom is getting old and their mom is having surgery, and like just it's a lot of shit that was going on, okay? And in the middle of this, I'm having a fucking crisis, okay? My best friend just texted me, who's also part of this story. Should, okay? Y'all know should. We'll get there. But I was going through a fucking crisis, and I didn't even know I was going through a crisis yet during this time, okay? So long story short, I stayed home for like 2-3 weeks to take care of my grandma, okay? I'm literally at her house. My grandma lived in the hood, y'all, okay? I'm a bitch that lives in high rises in Miami, straight from Atlanta to Miami. I have a driver in Miami, y'all know that. So this is all fucking crazy to me. I'm back driving, okay? It's just chaotic. So 2 weeks go by, or 3 weeks go by, I end up going back to Miami. When I'm in Miami is when I end up getting on that masterclass and feeling the question of, or hearing the question of, what could you do wow for yourself? And that wow idea was Paris. So that's how I ended up booking the flight to Paris, okay? So after that, the excitement is there. I'm so hyped. I'm doing all this different shit. I even started TikTok again. And if you go on TikTok, you can see my first video is like an unboxing of Amazon shit for going to, fuck, okay? For going to Paris. And I was just so excited. I didn't know what I was getting into. People were giving me little recommendations, and I was taking their little recommendations and running with them. If somebody said it was great, I'm gonna try it. And that's how I ended up going to, wow, I can't even remember. It's on Avenue Montaigne where all the designer stores is at. What the fuck? Why can't I remember that brunch? Like, I'm blanked out. I'll put it on the screen if I can remember. But it's like a major hotel. They have a beautiful restaurant inside. You get the basket of all the different pastries and just different stuff. If you go and look at the Paris vlog, all of it's there, okay? But yeah, so I was just doing all kind of different things, and it was my first time being by myself, and it was my first time being 6 hours ahead. And then one thing in 2024, business got crazy for me, so much to the point that I wasn't doing YouTube videos. And it's like I lost the plot in the midst of all the business going on. Like, I can't explain the depth of how I was the lost soul from Soul. I can't explain it to anybody. Nobody understood. Like, and it was so many different things in that mix after a while. But okay, regardless. So I'm in Paris. I'm living my life. I'm exploring. I'm not answering to anybody. I'm 6 hours ahead of my typical time. So everybody that I'm talking to is fucking asleep while I'm living life. I'm fucking shopping in some of the best stores in the fucking world. I'm having a Jimmy Choo shopping spree experience. I'm having a fucking Galeries Lafayette shopping experience. Like, I'm running into Olympic athletes. Like, I mean, bitch, I'm having a ball, okay? And when I was there, it's like life was focused on me again. And it made me realize how unfocused life had been on me for so fucking long, okay? And it just made me really sad. Like, I was just really, really sad. And like, I can remember being on the phone with my mom before I left for Paris, like telling her about like, oh, I was gonna sell this program and this and that and da 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 da. And I'll never knock the things I create for people being so powerful and magical and changing lives. But like, I was putting myself last. And like, that's another reason, like, or I feel like that's why I wasn't connected to YouTube, because when I'm doing YouTube and I'm really in my like aura with YouTube, I'm living life for me. And that's something that I did not do in 2024 at all. And so, long story short, I'm in Paris for 2.5 weeks. And then my mom flies to Italy, and we get to have mom-daughter time in Italy. It was her first time coming to Italy. It's something she had always wanted to do. It was really, really special, you know? And so we end up having a ball in Italy, and then we end up coming back. And like, when it's time to, I hadn't even booked the flight back. So when it comes to booking a flight back, my mom was like, you should just come home. Like, you should just fly to Pensacola. And I was just like, no, like, why the fuck would I want to do that? Like, you know, like, cause it's like, I don't know why I had like this thing of like, just like not wanting to come home. It's like, I'm so much of not who I am here that it was like, why the fuck you can't do that? Like, that was like a rule that like I had set for myself subconsciously, you know? And it's like, I'm not who I was here. So it felt strange coming back here, because when you go back to places that you weren't the same, you kind of revert back to who you were when you were there. And I haven't been home since I was 17 years old, okay? I came home for a semester when I swapped, going from Tuskegee to finishing at FSU. But that's the longest I've been home since I was a child. And so it just was like weird. And it's like, the thing was though, is when I was in Paris, I fully understood I was going through a identity crisis, a full-fledged identity crisis. It's like, I don't want to say I didn't know who I am, because I know I'm that bitch. That's never not been in the question. But like, I was fed up with my career. I was fed up with the people that I had surrounded myself with. I was fed up with being the friend that always has the answers. I was fed up with being the person that everybody else looks up to for getting to their next level. I was just fed up, and I was tired, and I didn't have a me. Everybody had me, but I didn't have a me. And nobody understood what I was going through. Like, nobody. And it's like, I just remember I kept trying to explain it to the people I was close to, like, I'm not okay. And nobody understood, because I didn't even understand what I meant by I'm not okay, you know? So, long story short, I went back to Miami, which was kind of crazy, because the next step was like, okay, cool, you're ready to move into your next apartment. So I go back to Miami. I'm like, okay, cool. I go on 10 home tours, okay? Even I had picked one in Italy that my realtor had sent me. I was like, oh my God, this is so fire. But this is the thing, y'all. When you've lived how I've lived in the places that I've lived, your standards just get higher and higher and higher, okay? Therefore, the amount of money that I'm gonna be paying to live in what I wanna live in is some shit that most of y'all would be like, Shaunie, girl, why? And it's, bitch, because it's my standard, you know? So I went on all these tours, and I was underwhelmed, or I felt out of place. And I was like, okay, cool, maybe you don't want to be in the city no more, maybe you want to be in the beach. So I went on tours out by the beach, and I was like, but shit, bitch, you love being social, you love running into people and going to different events. And it felt like people on the beach who live on the beach in Miami kind of have like their shit fully in order. Like, you know, they're married already, or they have children, or they're old and retired. And like, it just felt like me moving out there, I would want to be in the house all the time. And I'm like, that's not what I want to do, because that's one thing Paris taught me. Paris taught me a new level of exploration. I'm in a random country by myself. I'm beautiful as fuck, okay? I can do whatever I want. I have money to go and do whatever the fuck I want. I answer to nobody. I'm sitting in front of cafes reading books and shit. I'm like, I've never done this in Miami. Why? I don't know, you know? And it's also just not the aesthetic of the US, which is one thing I'm always gonna recommend to you guys, is travel a lot. But yeah, so like, I don't know. I was trying to think from the perspective of like how I felt in Paris, and it's like, that's all the feeling I was searching for with all the apartments I was looking at. Okay, so then I couldn't find anything. And I was like, well, maybe you want to move to Paris. Okay, so then I get into this deep realm of like, I'm moving to Paris. Fuck it, I'm moving to Paris, right? Start looking for apartments there. Luckily, the realtor that I have, his girlfriend lives in Paris, so duh, okay? He knew a bunch of shit already, so he's sending me shit out there, and it's just like different living in Europe. Like the things that we don't like, the things we don't think about are things that aren't mandatory there, okay? So a perfect example of that, I still feel like my eyebrows are too fucking thick, so that's annoying. So maybe this fucking vlog will just be eyebrows, okay? But yeah, it's like air conditioning. That's not common unless you just live in a really nice place. So like the places that I'm looking at is just about, not the same, but a little bit less than what I would be paying in Miami, okay? So I was like, okay, I'm still just not convinced, okay? Now in the process of all of this, I'm also realizing I don't want to be a full-fledged coach anymore. I was very intertwined in my clients' lives because I'm just a real bitch. I don't know how to not care about people. One big test God has put me through over this past year is learning how to control my empathetic nature. From coming from a bitch who used to not be empathetic at all, now I'm too empathetic. And so me really learning how to like separate my fucking feelings from people's situations and not feel so fucking bad for them that I put myself in it and stuff. That's a trait that developed as me becoming an adult that I fucking hate, and I'm in the process of working on, you know? But I also am happy because it took a lot of healing for me to get to the place of being that type of person, because, you know, who gives a fuck? But yeah, so either way, I was going through a lot of shit, okay? And so I'm back in Miami. I'm living back at the hotel and stuff, and like that shit was a great experience. I love that. Like, I had a place, people come pick up my clothes to wash my clothes for me, drop them back off. Everybody motherfucking knew me. Like, I was living real good, okay? It was like, what is it, like a London Tipton in that bitch, you know? But it felt unstable, and I felt unwell, mentally unwell. So then I started getting into this deep realm of like, what do I want to do? I know I'm meant to help people. But like, what do I really want to do? What's going to fulfill me? And then a whole nother journey of shit happened. Okay. Now, one big thing, once again, I forgot. I'm telling y'all so much life happened that I'm skipping over bits, but I just want that. I want all of this that I'm saying to make sense for where I'm at now. Okay. Like mentally and physically. But when I landed, okay, I was going back, like when time came close for me to come back to America, my anxiety that I did not have at all in Europe came back. And it was like, fuck, I'm going back to hell. I'm going back to where I don't know what I want to do. I'm going back to being in the same time zone as everybody else. I mean, I'm fucking depressed. I remember literally, I fucking land in Miami airport, turn my fucking phone on. First notification is a text message from my sister saying my grandma fell and she gonna have to have surgery again. And it was just traumatic because my grandma was already being depressed. And I'm seeing my text from my best friend. I'm so happy what she's texting me. So I get the text from my grandma. She was just not okay. Look, my sister was like, Shaunie, she ain't left the room in a week, or she just sits back there in her chair, no TV on, no iPad, like, and like, I'm not gonna get emotional, okay? But like, y'all know, and I done said this for years, how much my grandma means to me, okay? It's like literally crazy, like down to this moment today. She called me yesterday and was like, I was just thinking about you, and I always gotta call you when I'm thinking about you. And like, every time she calls me, it's like right after something big has happened or some realization has happened. And that happened yesterday, you know? So me and her just super close. And girl, just knowing that she was fucked up like that, I'm like, fuck no. So basically I ended up getting my shit together and I come back home. And at this point, I'm back home for like a month and a half, which was traumatizing because I'm lost in spirit of who I am and what I want to do next. When my family isn't used to me being like that, I'm always the bitch with the plan. And now I'm here depressed as fuck. I don't know what to do with myself. On top of the fact that my grandma's fucked up. And then I'm the one with the freest schedule, so I'm around her the most. I'm in her house the most. I'm staying the night here the most, okay? I'm sleeping, and she has many bedrooms in her house, but like, she has this big ass, like huge surround sound in the den of her house and this big comfy couch. So I'm like sleeping on the couch every day. And it's like, I was just so unwell. It makes me sad talking about it now because like I wasn't okay, and like I'm still getting on coaching calls, I'm still checking on other people, I'm still at this point now supposed to be back on YouTube. Like to everybody else it just seemed like, oh, just get back on YouTube, just make it simple. Like, but nobody understood what I was going through. Nobody understood what that felt like. And then another big thing that happened during that year that I don't even want to make this video about, but I had invested in like a business coach that like I was learning things from, and I learned a lot from her. I'm never going to take that away. But like this was a person who wasn't really, like she was still growing herself. She personally wasn't in a place to be teaching somebody of my caliber, you know? And I think she knew that as well. But like she would tell me not to do certain things and then end up doing them herself later on. And it's like, bitch, you're biting me, you know? So like the people that I'm supposed to be able to trust are shitting on me, you know? And man, like between the money, the effort, just the times that she would use me to boost her shit. Like I would do speeches in her groups and different stuff, and like just feeling used and being disappointed that like you was caught up in that, and like, you know, looking for something to believe in when you're lost and feeling like that, like that shit sucks. And it's really hard. Like I never could come to YouTube and talk about that because like that's not the person that I am with y'all. And then it's like, even when 15 Days to Dash came, I tried to do 15 Days to Dash, but I was so mentally unwell, I couldn't. Like, and I said that in that video. Those videos are now deleted because there was just no point in keeping them up on the channel. I didn't even want that energy on my channel. But like, I was unwell. I was very unwell. And like, I can't harp this enough. Like, I've had to harp it to family and everything. Like, the only person that I feel like really understood everything I was going through with is my best friend, you know? And so it was just a really hard time, like, for me as a whole. And like, I decided to give up everything and completely start my life over. And I didn't know what that meant. Like, I didn't know nothing at the time when I decided, like, yeah, fuck it, I'm giving it up. And I decided to hang up coaching. Like, I did a master class the day before my birthday, and I told them that was my last master class, which is kind of true. I'll probably do master class again because I love master classes. It's just like this, but I'm teaching you something, and it's fun, you know? I love those. But like, it was more so in the fact of like, I'm done coaching, you know? And I'm never actually going to be done coaching, you know? Since I've been back on YouTube, people have been reaching out to me about it again. And like, now I'm so much healthier. I'm very well. And like, it's in my purpose to help people, you know? And like, I had this like crying fit with my mom about it. And like, it was funny because 2 years ago I did a makeover with somebody, and she was a very spiritually in tune person, gifted to help others. And she would just ask me like, why the fuck did God choose me to be this person? And I just remember looking at her like, this is such a gift. Like, why wouldn't you want to be this way? This is such a gift. Only to now understand exactly what she meant, because sometimes you just want to not have to be everything for other people. And then it's certain people that God has blessed to be that. And I'm one of those people, you know? My well-being matters because my well-being matters for other people's well-being. And no matter how hard I tried to run from that, I couldn't, okay? And it's just crazy. Like, it's crazy. It's so many things that I could tell you that happened from then to now, okay? So many different times I've changed my mind. One minute I wanted to move to Paris. The next minute I wanted to move to a new state in the U.S. I considered moving to Boston at one fucking point. Boston, okay? Because my astrocartography line put me somewhere between Boston and fucking Toronto. Like, I mean, I was completely off of my rocker. Bitch, I hate the cold. I would die there. Like, what the fuck? And I couldn't, I mean, nothing made sense to me. And then the saddest part is like, the people that I thought that I could count on, man, one of them shit on me in the worst way. I'm gonna laugh about it now because it's fucked. And in the near future, I really hate that that person did me like that, because I just don't think it'll ever be the same, you know? But at the same time, like, God had to do, if God has put me through some tough shit the past couple months, some tough shit emotionally. I'm so emotionally stable now, and I'm so grateful for that. But like, fuck. Some of the shit that I had to see and live through, and the disappointment that I had to feel, and the realizations that I had to have, and the person that I had to see that I was when I didn't want to be that person was a lot, you know? And then like one big thought that like happened as well is me like realizing I've never lived my life in the essence of making decisions just because I love myself. And like the thing is, I love myself. That's never ever been in the question. Now, one thing I will say, the level of love I have for myself now at 28 is completely different from the level of love that I have for myself at 25. But I've never not loved myself, but I've always made decisions based on survival. Because it's never been, oh, do this because you're excited to do this and you love to do this, right? The first thing I ever did that was just that was my app. And we'll talk about that later on. But it's like I don't even care to even talk to y'all about that because it's such a passion project for me that it's like, fuck it, if you find out, you find out, you know? But nothing else was ever made. I never made decisions from the perspective of just I love myself. It's always from the perspective of survival. Like, I have to do this because I'm the only person that can get myself out of this situation. I have to do this because I'm the smartest person here and I'm the person that's going to be able to figure this out. I have to do this because if I do this, this is going to inspire them to do this as well. I have to do this because da-da-da-da-da. You know, the only thing that lost, even with my dating life, which will never fucking change, I have to date this type of guy because this is what I deserve for myself. Not simply because I love myself. Just that. The love of myself was obviously mixed in there because I'm making decisions for my future. But I'm not blatantly doing it just because, hey, bitch, you love you and this is how you want to do it. You love life and this is how you want to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many decisions and things that I think about that I made from the wrong fucking energy. Majority of it was from survival. And this is from survival of a bitch living in the sky, okay? I'm not worried about paying rent. I'm not worried about paying bills. Like, that's why I be telling y'all, like, survival mode is not what you think it is. Survival mode is really decision-based. Are you making a decision based on being your fullest, happiest self? Or are you making a decision because you feel like you have to make that decision for your own self to be okay? You know? And I learned that in the deepest way. And it's like, I wanted to give up everything. I wanted to start my life completely over. I wanted to make choices because I just wanted to do that. And because I just, like, me going to Paris was just because I wanted to do that. I had no reason to go there. It was just, why not? You're a dream girl living in a dream world and this dream girl wants to go to Paris, so go. And that's what I did. Like, and the whole experience from the point where I was packing my bag and going to the airport and, like, just everything. Like, I did all that on my own, like, you know, and that was another thing too. Like, I always have talked and know that I'm going to end up with a rich man, but like, I became the rich man, and I say that, but like, I became that, and I was giving myself everything that I expected a man to give me. And it's like, you know, I'm always going to preach to y'all to be able to give it to yourself, but to get to the level that I was at giving myself shit, it fucks you up mentally when you have literally hit your goddamn bucket list of goals, like, you know, and everything just changed. And then, like, the pushiness of what other people expect for you by a certain age. Like, you know, I remember when I dropped a video about a sugar daddy and somebody was like asking me like, oh, you still doing content on this and da 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 da. Bitch, I'm giving you content on what's happening in life right now. Did I think that I would be 28 in the position that I'm in? No. Did I think that I would be 28 and run into a fucking millionaire accident? No. But that's what the fuck happened yesterday. So here I am telling you about it. You know, but to somebody else, I'm supposed to be married now and I'm supposed to have my first child by now. I'm 28 now and I don't even know if I want to have kids. I think the world is a fucked up place. I think the emotions that we go through because of the judgment of other people is fucked. And I don't know if I want to bring a child into that. And if I do bring a child into that, I want to bring the child into this world with a person who is as good as me. I've not met one man as good as me. No matter what man can give me a great experience. No matter what man can give me money or give me things. Like, I've not met one man who's worthy of having my fucking kid. Not one. And it's like, you know, one of my aunts, who I love to death. I love her to death. But I have to say, I don't like the decisions that the women in my family have made towards men. Okay? And if they disagree with that, that's just what it is. I don't have a person that I can look to in regards to what I expect for love for myself. I just feel like I will know when it's here. And I know it's for me. I know something great exists for me. But I don't have a person or people to look at for that reference, you know? And that's coming from a girl. My dad is married and has been married a really long time. But it's still things I wouldn't agree with, you know, or things that I just don't see fit. But that's not for me to have an opinion on either way. That's their relationship, and that's how I feel like it's gonna be for mine. But like when I saw my aunt, she said something like, when you gonna push one out, Shaunie? When you gonna when? I don't even have a fucking man worthy of bringing home to y'all. Okay? These niggas, I'm having a time of my life. I'm having a joyride with these niggas right now. Okay? And when the right one presents himself, y'all will meet him. And y'all will know, well, fuck, she must be for real. I've never been that one in the family. Now, my sister's different. When she got a man, you gonna see him, you gonna know him. Okay? That's just how it works. But me, that's just not how it works for me. If I bring a man around, y'all will never on this internet. I could be married as fuck. That nigga will never feel like he an important piece of my content. I don't want a nigga that even care, okay? A nigga, man, whoever I end up with, I don't want him to care, you know? Like, it's just so many things have happened to me, okay? And it's like, from y'all's perspective, it's like, oh, she just not posting videos. No, bitch. So many things have happened. And like, I'm not even fixing to dwell in those things anymore. But yeah, so many things have happened, and I think it's important for me to share this. And like, as I do vlogs, different things will come up and you guys will see different things. I've even considered like lots of different ways I want to include you guys in this next journey, but I don't really know what's next. And I think that a lot of people tend to look to their favorites for what's next for them, to figure out what's next for them, you know? And for me, I can't really tell you. And like, the one thing I can say is, when I don't know what's next, the best shit happens, okay? But I don't really know what's next. I don't really have a timeline. I do have a lot of big things going on in life right now, but because of that, I haven't made any rash decisions with what I want to do. I have been looking at apartments that I really do like, but my mind has changed so much. Like, at one point I was looking at an apartment that was between 8 and 10, well, look, it was 2 apartments. They were between 8 and 10K a month. I think one was like 8K and one was like 9.5K, and that sounds crazy as fuck to y'all, I know. But in reality, there were lots of other opportunities for that to pay for itself. So that is what I was looking at. And then I also went back into the loop of like, you kind of want to live bi-coastal. Like, maybe you want to live in 2 places at once. So what would that look like? Maybe you want to travel. Like, I had thought, like, you know, maybe I wanted to travel. And then here's another gag. My grandma is having surgery again. So I've been home, you know. I've been spending a lot of time with my niece and my mom. My mom's birthday is Friday. My best friend just moved to California full time, and I'm so excited for her. She's starting a new chapter. I'm feeling so emotional talking to y'all right now, you know, but I think I'm just happy to like be able to share this and just be at a place where I'm so excited for the future, and I don't know what it holds, you know, but like, I don't know, so much has happened. And like, it was a point where shit was so dark. Like, even New Year's Eve was so dark. Oh, God, I don't even want to relive that, you know, but it was a really dark time. It wasn't okay. It wasn't okay, you know? And I'm so far past that now. Like, shit's so much better now, and shit's so good. And like, I just feel like God wanted me to have this time, like, you know, spending time with my niece, because the way things are about to go with all the things I have in motion, I might not be able to spend the time here that I'm spending now. And like, she's 7 and I'm her favorite person in the whole world. So like, I'm teaching her things, and she's learning things, and she's learning how to take care of her little body young. And like, we talk about boys, and we talk about the shit that's on the internet, and like, you know, like, we're together damn near 24/7 now that she's out of school, you know, and I won't be here much longer, you know. And so I've been really enjoying time with that. And so the big thing with the vlogs is like, I wanted to be able to come and like, you know, do all the exciting things, like, you know, like, or I'll think back to like, why wasn't I vlogging when I was in Atlanta? Or why wasn't I vlogging when I first moved to Miami? I was still doing videos, but I wasn't vlogging the way I could, you know, like it was so much shit I have going. I always have so much shit going on, especially like when I'm living in the city. It's like, why wasn't I doing that? And it's like, it just wasn't the time, I guess. Like, I don't think I was the person that I am now. But that was another thing that was stopping me from like vlogging. Like, you know, I feel like life is so calm right now, and my life is not calm. My life is very fast. But I also think that that's a part of the survival mode and the hustle and bustle and like shit, because my life wasn't hella fast in Miami before I like took coaching to another level, and it was fucking insane. It was exciting as fuck. I was always at NBA games, or I was getting invited to private events and parties all the time, and like those are things I could have been vlogging and I just wasn't, you know, but my brain wasn't there. So what I've been thinking about now, like now I'm really like, okay, this is what you want to do, this is what feels good to you. Like, you help so many people doing this. Like, I love sitting in front of the camera. There's nothing I love more than sitting in front of the camera talking to y'all. But you know, I don't know, it's like I feel like life is kind of boring right now, but at the same time it's not, because in the background I have so much I can't share right now. I can't, because it's a lot of business that just contractually I can't share. But at the same time, I'm also in this really dope like love phase. Like, I'm not working out because it's so important for me to just be hot, because that's a characteristic trait about me, bitch. But no, I'm working out in a different way because I love myself even more, and because for the love of me, I'm working out. I don't know if you guys have seen the game. If you are in the app, you've seen the For the Love of Me game, and now you probably hear me like, oh my god, this bitch is so clever, because it all makes sense. I mean, duh, bitch, I'm still intentional, you know? But I don't know. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm in this place of like, for the love of me, being super specific. I'm being dramatically intentional about my life right now. Everything I'm doing. Am I doing this for the love of me? Am I creating this for the love of me? Am I posting this because I love to love this? Like, girl, it's the way my phone just dramatically died for me, okay? Mid-word, okay? So I don't even know what I was saying. But, the face is done. I did finish the face. I guess I'll wrap this up by saying, for the love of me, life is about to get more lit than it already was. And that's also a thing that's not discussed enough when you already live a really lit life. Like, y'all, I've had everything you could think of. I've dated every type of guy girls dream of dating. Driven Porsches, BMWs, fresh off the lot. I have a driver. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's what the fuck? If I had to say one major conversation I have with God often, a question God asks me often is, Shaunie, what do you really want? And like, I feel like I've spent majority of 2025 determining that. And I'm really excited for what this next level of my life entails, because I'm just doing it differently this time. Yeah, it's like I'm just doing it differently. I mean, I don't even know what the fuck that means. You know what I mean? But I'm just excited. I'm excited. And shout out to y'all. So many of y'all don't understand. Like, y'all always send me words of like kindness and like, just say what I've done for you or how I've made you feel. And like, it's everything. You know what I mean? It's everything. It makes me know that the decisions that I make for my own life are impactful to other people, and it helps me keep making the right decisions for myself in my future. And if you are a person that's going through an identity crisis right now, or going through anything that I've gone through, you know, I never thought I would be the person. Like, I can remember in January being so fucking sad one day. And I was just like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this shit. Like, I don't know who I am. And would just cry about it, like, you know. And like, I can tell you it gets better. You know what I'm saying? Just keep pushing. I didn't think in that time that I would be sitting here saying that, you know. But yeah, girl, it gets better. I didn't know this was gonna be a vlog. I was gonna vlog and put like my mom's birthday celebration in it. Like I'm gonna go get her some things from Sephora this weekend, because that's all she wants is fucking Sephora stuff. And I'm gonna teach her how to do an elevated makeup routine. Like she wants her beat to be like how mine be, solid as fuck. And I'm gonna teach her how to do that. And then we're doing a pizza party for her at her boyfriend's on Friday, and then we're doing a brunch on Sunday, which is gonna be really good. So I might just keep that as a separate vlog, like a spend the weekend with me vlog, I guess. And this might just be my first vlog. I'm not sure, but either way, right now you guys can expect 4, maybe 5 videos from me a week, because I want to do 4 tip videos. Those are like already on my schedule, and it's no inconvenience for me to do that. And then the vlogs, I'm just really excited to vlog and just bring y'all into my life. I'm really excited for y'all to meet my niece and get to know her. I feel like she's my child. Like she's the girl. Like I don't feel like if I have a baby, now I used to feel like, oh, God's always gonna give me a girl, but like he's giving me her. So I feel like it would be crazy to have another girl. Like what the fuck? I don't even see myself loving another girl as much as I love her. You know, it just feels crazy. But I mean, I could just be fucking dramatic. I'm not a mother, so I wouldn't know. But I'm her mother, M-U-V-A, okay? And I just love her. I love her to death, so I came up for you guys to meet her. She'll be in the next vlog. And yeah, like, this is just a reminder that it don't matter how successful you are or how bad of a bitch you are, you're still human. And understanding how to feel your emotions and conquer the demons that try to come when you're in the dark places is the most important fucking thing to learn about living life, okay? So I guess I'll end this vlog here, and tomorrow I'm posting a major video about the wizard Liz, which saddens me. Like it hurts my heart to say her name and know what she's going through right now, because I love her. But once again, it just goes to show it doesn't matter how confident, how successful you are, you have to watch your back, because men be plotting. And that's why we have to be the villain bitch, period, okay? If you haven't entered your villain era, then just know it's begun today, especially if you made it this far. So I'm excited for the journey. Welcome to my vlogging journey, and let the games begin.